Welcome, everybody, to Generation Dan, the only podcast that could get going if we could fix the goddamn drive shaft. I'm Atlas Novak. I'm your millennial. Who else is here with me?
I'm Dino the Genetic Marvel, and I am the resident old person. It is fantastic. Hi, Victoria. Jim says, Happy Hanukkah. I'm going to be tuning in and out because I'm involved in a Zoom meeting with my synagogue, but we all deserve flying cars. I agree with you there, Jim.
So I realized something as one of the worst Jews in the world. I never know when Hanukkah's coming. I find out Hanukkah's coming. They're like, oh, yeah, it starts on the 3rd this year. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I never know. It just kind of drops into my lap.
Trust me, there's a lot of things like that where, like, and even for us, people are like, oh, it's done by the lunar calendar. You're like, okay, just let me know. I don't really. It's not a big deal.
I was at my dentist yesterday, and in the lobby they had like a Christmas tree and a menorah, and the menorah had 2 lit candles. I was like, how did I miss the first 2 nights of Hanukkah? No one said anything. Okay. I'm so going to hell.
Yeah. You don't believe in hell, sir. There's no hell for Jews.
That's true.
No. Which makes it even worse. You're like, oh, I'm so bad. I'm going to be punished for somebody else's version of hell. It's fine. It's okay.
That's cool. So this week on Generation Dan, first off, I wanted to mention I found the shirt that I'm wearing in part of the intro. You might have noticed when I was working at West Side Comedy Theater, which barely fits me anymore. Almost. And the topic comes from my wife's car. Yes, finally, bet one.
There you go.
Yeah, has to wear this for one episode, and then
that's totally fair. And just so you know,
and then
it has a Canadian on the back.
One small act of defiance. I love it.
Exactly. Hilarious. Just not to cut you off. Hilariously, when I went and got this done, he's like, I could embroider a Canadian flag, and I'm like, yeah, do that. I lost the bet. I don't need to be happy about it. That's fun.
Yeah. It's love it. Love every part of it. Yeah, for people are like, why is he wearing a Dodgers hat? We had a bet going, so if the Blue Jays won, I would have had to wear a Blue Jays hat for an episode.
It's fair. I wasn't gonna buy a jersey, but I'm like, hat, I can do that.
No, hat's perfect. Yeah. And then the rest of the time, like when you're like doing housework or whatever, just wear it backwards. Like, this is getting dirty. I don't give a shit. So
it's actually a nice hat. I'm like, oh,
it is a nice hat.
I might get beat up, so I might not wear it, but I'm like, I'll wear it on the show. That's fine. It's hey, I take my losses seriously. Doesn't mean I have to like them. So
and with equanimity, which I learned from that movie, The Nice Guys. Did you ever see that movie?
Yes. It's a great movie.
Do you remember at the beginning he's got the little word of the day calendar and he's like, equanimity.
And the key is to involve it in your vocabulary for the course of the day, and then you'll remember it. That's good.
Yes.
Anyways, continue. Sorry.
So my wife's car died on Friday. It wouldn't start, and I figured like, oh, the battery's dead. So I go to jump it. Nothing. Called my mechanic, who is 2 blocks from us, which that's one of the good parts about living in a woke leftist 15-minute city. Your mechanic doesn't have to be an hour away from you. So I was like, yeah, this is the problem. And then instead of like, oh, you got to tow it here, he came with his guy with the little battery tester thing.
Yeah.
It's not the battery. It's something else that involves taking apart the engine. So you got to get it over to me somehow so that I can look at the engine. Like, fair. Call AAA Saturday morning. We bring it over there. And like, I feel like the AAA guy is always funny because like usually when you call AAA, you're in the middle of like bumfuck nowhere.
Yes.
And this time he's like, it's in a suburban neighborhood and we're going 2 blocks. Idiot. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you not able to get your car 2 blocks? And like, it was like parked in and like I had to put it in neutral and like I steered it and he pushed it out into the street. I'm like, I could have just done this myself. Katie could have sat in the car, put it in neutral, and I would have gotten all my steps in for the day and then some.
I mean, it is a solid workout pushing a car any distance. So yeah, it is a thing. But yeah, no, that's fair.
Well, anyways, we get it there, and he's like, yeah, so of the, a car has 4 cylinders in the engine. 3 of them are dead, and one of them is firing not very well. All the fan belt is deteriorating, so it would cost like $2,500 to fix. The Blue Book value of a car of that mileage is about $4,000, so that's taking an L.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2012 Kia Soul, 130,000 miles, something like that on it. All right, Penny, a real one. That was her name.
Hello, real Snowball, the comfy cat. Hello.
Great name.
Abigail, hello. Hola. Hola to you as well. This saying? Is no, I'm just did it die because of poor maintenance or just age of car? That's the question I have.
Don't know.
Because 130,000 miles is actually not that much.
No, it's not. But
yeah,
when I was talking to I went over there later after we decided it was DOA to clean out the car, right?
As
so
one
I drove
does.
my car over there, getting the stuff. And I'm talking to one of the mechanics who works there, and he's like, listen, whatever your next car is, get a Toyota or a Honda.
Yeah.
Only a Toyota or a Honda, because every other car does shit like this, where it either takes like a fuck ton of maintenance over its life or it poops out immediately.
Yes.
So good piece of advice. My car is a Toyota. I'm good about taking it in for oil changes and such.
As you should. Listen, even if you're not going to take it in for an oil change, people, just add some oil. Just check the oil. If it needs more oil, add more oil. It's fine. I have an older car. As cars get older, seals will break. They will burn a little bit of oil. That's why you just have to make sure it has enough oil to function. Check it periodically. What time is it for you? For me, it's 1 p.m. For him, it is 10 a.m. because he's
West Coast, Best Coast, baby.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't trust a Hyundai.
No, not a Hyundai, a Honda. Honda. Honda is what he told me to get.
Interestingly enough, so we rented a car to drive down to Florida. So we drove 6,500 kilometers, which is 4,400 miles over the course of 13 days. You said Hyundai. That's the same word. Calm down, Curtis Knight.
No, it's not. I love the idea of Hyundai being like, okay, Honda already exists. Let's make the logo italic and pronounce it a little differently.
Yeah.
That's the
zhuzh it up. It's perfect. That's it. Yeah.
Honda.
Not
Hyundai.
Even. So the car we rented ended up. So I was like, we got a mid-size sedan. And they were like, so the only mid-size that we have is a Corolla, and I don't think you'll be comfortable. I'm like, you're probably right. They're like, we're going to upgrade you for free because you rented from us a few times. Shout out to Enterprise. Great service. And we ended up getting a Hyundai Kona, which it wasn't the fancy one, but it wasn't the lowest one. So it had a few bells and whistles and stuff. It was actually great. It was all-wheel drive and everything. It was fantastic. Listen, it's just some foreign car. Get over yourself. Hi, Amber. Hello.
Hello, all these people who are commenting. Why don't you drop a like or a subscribe if you feel like it? That would be
we talk about stuff. So if you have an opinion on stuff, we will talk about it. We aren't talking about.
It sounds like every podcast. We talk about things from a generational point of view. Millennial, Gen X, other direction, Gen X.
Happy holidays to you as well. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Enlightened Kwanzaa. Whatever you want, you can have it here. Okay.
Happy holidays. Our car is dead and we've become a one car household.
So what's your plan? Yeah.
This is the best time in our lives for this to happen because I work at a school that's 2.5 miles from me. I recently bought an e-bike. The solution is fairly simple.
Pull the trigger. Nice.
Yeah. And on days where how I've done it before is I would only drive if I had somewhere to be after school.
Sure.
And so how that'll work is I will drive her to work if I need the car.
Sure.
And then she'll get a ride home from a coworker or Uber or take the bus.
Very reasonable.
On the day-to-day thing, real simple. On the weekends, she's more of a homebody anyway.
Perfect.
It's okay. We don't have any kids at the moment. And this is probably the best sort of time this could happen. And now I'm glad I bought an e-bike because that hole in the hull is fixed immediately.
I expect you to put flames on the side of your e-buck, number one, and I want you to get a helmet with matching flames. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
Are memes bad for you?
My helmet is white. I could spray paint it any color I wanted.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I say go fancy, and look, you're in LA. Get somebody to custom paint it. Just really splurge on it for yourself. Are memes bad for the brain?
That's reflective, because
sure.
Yeah, because people are fucking idiots and paint is not infrastructure. So yeah.
Are memes bad for the brain? No, but doom scrolling definitely is.
Yes. We've had memes longer than we've had the internet.
Well, think about it. The Sunday comics was basically memes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Good vibes. We love it. Hey, and we love you too.
Yes.
No judgment. So, that's we're a one-car household right now too. And in all honesty, you just have to communicate. It's not that big of a deal. And worst case scenario. So like this Monday, Victoria impromptu, she usually only works in the office from on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So she was gonna have a big meeting on Monday, so she kind of needed the car. I'm like, I also need the car. So I was gonna drop her off at work, and then she was just gonna Uber home, just because I would be out until probably at 7, 8 o'clock.
Okay.
In turn, results that the meeting got canceled, so she's gonna stay home. It works. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, she takes the car unless the weather's bad, and then I drive her. We'd had a Susan. Oh, we appreciate that, Brilio. Thank you. But yeah, it's you know what, you just have to communicate and have some sort of semblance of a schedule. You're married now, you should have a joint calendar through the almighty Google. It's only fair.
We have our I'm good about putting things in my calendar. We don't have a joint calendar. We should.
You should. You definitely should. It's very reasonable.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's not an unsurmountable
task
situation to have a one-car household. And that's the thing is, like, it's not like you're two people living in a house. You're a married couple. You do stuff together. You you veg out together. You eat together. It's not, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, like, so what are your thought process? Are you just going to try and see how long you can have it as a single car experience, or what's your plan?
My car has about 130k miles as well. I know that's not going to last forever. It is a Toyota. I am good about getting it serviced and stuff, but it won't last forever. So we're starting to save up for a new car for her. And the timeline we have right now is July, maybe. Hopefully we get there.
Yeah.
By that time, if not, we live in a very walkable area of LA, and I am very well versed in taking the bus, and I have an e-bike.
Yeah. I mean, also too, it's as long as you have a car, and this is for myself, I'm more worried about Victoria's safety than my own. I'm like, nobody's going to kidnap me. That's not going to happen.
Yes, that's true.
And if I'm on a bus and a bunch of teenagers get on, I'll happily fight every one of them all at once. No problem. So that's just not my concern. Right.
It's like one of those, it's like a beat 'em up game where it's like, all right, come at me, you assholes, one at a time.
100%. The game is Streets of Rage 2. It was on the Sega Genesis, and I ruled that game. I will walk the streets and I will take out the enemy. No problem.
I always just remember the what's it called? The Simpsons one. The Simpsons beat 'em up on the arcade cabinets. That was the good shit. That's That was just after the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one, which was I almost finished in an arcade. It was fantastic. I'm pretty sure it's just like a reskin, right?
Yeah. You're the best husband ever. Victoria's saying that because she knows I'll beat up a bunch of children on a bus. That's what it is, not for me worrying about her safety. Just to be clear.
Those wedding vows must have been unhinged.
Victoria,
I, Dino the genetic marvel, promise to beat up as many children as I am able to. Please don't take that out of context. Yeah. Any context is fine. I don't mind. It's okay. Children, no problem. I can take them. But yeah, no, it's
like that's the thing is too. So like the car that I have is an older car. It has actually I have less miles than you do. But like it is a 20+ year old car. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, do we need a new car? Yes. Will this last a little bit longer? It needs some big fixes every so often, but
yeah,
it's not the end of the world. And that's why it's like now we're kind of, because Victoria doesn't care about what kind of car. She's like, it just needs to be functional, which right. Like for the longest time she had a Nissan Versa, and a Nissan Versa is awesome. The only thing is like I moved a king size bed in it. I moved a full size stove. I could sit in the front seat, get out and sit behind me, which was like, I can't do that in my car right now, which is a Cadillac. It just doesn't. Yeah.
I promised to be a sharpshooter in our apocalypse team.
Yeah. Victoria's our range fighter, and I'm close quarters combat. That's
fighter, right. Paladin.
Yeah. She casts evil from a far distance. That's her thing. Yeah. But I mean, listen, you need to cover your bases. Of course. But that's so it's not like, and also too, like I don't like a lot of new cars. They have a lot of bells and whistles, which are nice, but at the same time,
like, if you pay the subscription for the heat warmers, go fuck yourself.
Like that is the most unhinged shit I've ever heard. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But yeah, like at the same time, I don't have, like, my car is a 2004 and it doesn't have an auxiliary plug, and that bothers the shit out of me. You know?
Yeah. Wait, do you do the tape player and the tape?
I have a DVD player and a 6 CD changer. So it's not bad. It's I know
that's the sweet spot for fuck. I can't like analog make it a thing for myself, but it's also not new enough to have those things. Ugh.
Yeah, well, the cool thing was because it was my dad's car, right, and he left it to me. So I have all of his like Greek mix CDs in there. So I'll just blast out Greek music, and people are just like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm having the time of my life, stuck on that."
What sort of your dad sounds awesome. R.I.P. So my car is a 2013 Prius, and I got it in college. Used because my mommy bought it for me, and
all right.
If I'm being honest,
I have yet to go buy a car myself.
It's true. But we I've had that car since, when did I graduate college? 2017, almost 10 years now. And it had, I think, like 20K miles when I got it. So this is also in a time where I spent 2 years driving 50 miles a day, 5 days a week, to my school. So like, no shit, it's got that amount of miles on it.
Which is well, no, that's fine. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, for a lot of my career when I was a financial planner, like I would take transit to work just because I didn't want to pay for parking and stuff like that. And the last role that I had was fairly close by, and then I split. So we had a tandem parking spot, me and a buddy he rented. So I paid for half, he paid for half, and that was it. It was easy, you know. But like, it was manageable. But even then, I'm like, I don't mind taking transit to work. It takes longer, but I'm like, I don't care. It's not no, it's not a thing. It's there's a lot of ways to make things manageable. Hilariously, actually, you know what? You'll probably love this. Is so they just opened up another section of transit. It's a light rail train system. And it covers I think it's about 18 kilometers, so about 10 miles. However, and this is a big however, people are now, so apparently it is ridiculously slow, its movement. So people have been comparing it to, it's like, oh yeah, you can ride a bike faster to get across. One guy ran and beat it.
Wow.
And now everyone's it's quite hilarious because everyone's losing their mind.
Is it one of those light rails where it's like, okay, where it like crosses streets and stuff, so it has to wait for the stoplight?
Correct.
That kind of shit? Okay, yeah.
Hilariously,
there's a few of those in LA.
Yeah, they're not. It's not good. It's the same thing like a streetcar where you're going, yeah, streetcar sucks. Okay, that is not a good form of extra like. Yeah, and they're like, you know what we're gonna do in a land that is covered in snow for 6 months in the year and has cold weather enough to screw up train tracks. We're gonna build it on the ground. You're like, why would you do that?
Don't do that. Yeah. Like LA. Okay, so LA used to have the biggest like streetcar infrastructure in the world.
Yeah.
And that makes sense for us to have. But now there are people being like, we gotta bring the red car back. I'm like, it doesn't work like that anymore because after they got rid of the red car, cars started going faster and faster. When you had the red car, cars were going like, maybe 30 miles an hour all the time, which is fine. But because cars have now sped up, you have to go above or below ground, or else it's going to be a nightmare for everybody.
Correct.
Otherwise, you're going to be like, what's his name? The fucking monorail guy from The Simpsons.
I mean,
you guys know who I'm talking about.
The way that government has been working things, I kind of feel like the monorail guy won. He's bamboozled every city. And he's like, you know what you need? A monorail. And it's worked out horribly.
Monorail. I watched that episode again recently. Well, okay, so Katie and I watched the It prequel. And
Welcome to Derry.
Welcome to Derry, yeah. And at the very, very beginning, the kids are in the movie theater and they're watching The Music Man. And then that reminded me to go watch the monorail thing because you got trouble, right? Atlas mentions a musical. Put it on your bingo card.
It's like half the bingo card, bro.
Honestly, we should release Generation bingo cards.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's how was Welcome to Derry?
Pretty good. Not really my cup of tea, horror and that kind of thing, but it was well made and stuff, and that kind of setting of like Maine in the 60s.
Yeah,
so feels very lived in. So I think it was well done.
We just started watching Pluribus.
Oh, the Vince Gilligan show.
Yeah, and
Hive Mind.
So we're like 5 episodes in. I think we're on episode 5 right now. And Carol's a horrible person. That's it. The main character is just a horrible person.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I find it hilarious because the way people function in society, and this Pluribus is so good. It is very good. But it's hilarious to watch people's entitlement when they're like, I'm independent. Bring back my grocery store. You're like, you're not independent. That's not how that works. It's not. Make sure. Yeah, says I'm starting to relate more to the hive mind. 100%. Hive mind isn't bad. It's not.
They did that in like Rick and Morty with the hive mind, where it's like, hey, we fixed everything, and if we let them go, they start killing each other. Or the what's it called? Or like the dinosaurs in like when they come to Earth and all that stuff. I feel like the only way, like, once again, another musical. The guy who didn't like musicals is like Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yes.
But the Hive Mind doesn't really do anything besides being a musical. So like that's a good case for don't go with the Hive Mind. Very good case. And not just like, I don't want to lose my individuality.
Well, this is the hilarious part, right? Is that like I think we've all seen the picture of where it's like, I'm one of a kind, and then you see a picture of a girl and all of her friends, and they're all dressed exactly the same, and you're like, ta-da! You're like, no, you're not. People have embraced this idea that they're original, and you're like, if you follow one trend, individually, you are no longer original. It's that simple. It's that's just how life is. Tell me.
Is people being like, buses don't work? I'm seeing them not full, asshole. If 3 people are on a bus, it's doing better than a car.
Correct. Yeah.
3 or more people, it's already like moving more people than cars do.
It's very well, like that's the hilarious part of all this stuff is that people will immediately think of, you're like, well, yeah, I don't want to share a car with 3 people, so why would I do that? I'll have my own car. And you're like, yes, that's the point. You should be a good enough person to be able to be in a car with 3 people. And people are like, no, I need to listen to my music on full volume, and then I talk in speakerphone with my phone like this in a public place. And you're like, yeah, that's because you're a bad person. You're a bad person. There you go. Nobody wants to hang out with you. No one wants to share your car. Here's a question for you. Did you have a car in high school?
Yeah, so my dad had this he had a Mercedes in the 90s and then gave it to my sister, and then my sister gave it to me.
Nice.
And it fucking blew itself out during my year off. So it lasted, okay, so 1998 to 2013, 15 years. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good
for a car.
Yeah,
and that
bad.
was over 3 people.
I mean,
yeah,
2 of them being young people. Let's be honest, right?
Yes.
Like, that's the bigger issue. Yeah, that's fair. I feel like it's important to have at least access to a car as a younger person. I know a lot of people who don't have driver's license, and I'm like,
a lot of my students don't. It's very strange.
Yeah, it's viewed as not as much of a priority as so a friend of mine was doing a master's in occupational therapy, and he was saying how, like, because he would do residences in different areas, like sometimes dealing with crazy people, sometimes dealing with old people, like, and they would do weird shit, right? And he was saying how, like, telling an old person that they can no longer drive, for them, like, it was like a death sentence.
Yeah,
they're like, they lose all their freedom. And I'm like,
yeah,
oh, that's horrible.
And like, that's kind of how I reacted when my license got taken away as a youngin due to my initial epilepsy diagnosis. And the problem is that there's no, like, other viable option. When people say just take the bus, is it a viable option?
Fair.
Then no. The reason that I am biking instead of driving to my work is that it is close enough, and actually being on the bike is faster because you can go from vehicle to pedestrian and back, whereas as a car you are just a vehicle. And that's why, like, in Japan when we were visiting, and we were seeing, like, toddlers get on the train in little groups by themselves and just go into school.
And which is awesome.
And it's awesome. When you have that as an option, people will use the option, which means less cars, which means less traffic. So when people are like, I don't want to bike, I don't want to lose a lane for the bike path because it makes me go slower. Yeah. It's still making you go slower because more people drive, because biking isn't as much of an option, which means more traffic, which means it's the same fucking thing. So
see, the problem is that you're in an environment that can have bike lanes, right?
Yeah,
you have a
city. Yeah,
100%
could be.
Like Toronto, no, it is the dumbest thing in the world. What we should have is more lane like bike paths throughout the city. I 100% agree with that. Should they be on a road? No, that's where the snow goes, you fucking retards. It's not like, because this is even when they put up a barrier, you're like, good, then you can't snowplow the road and it just fills up the bike lane. And you're like, and then we're having an issue where cyclists will disregard the bike lane and still go in the car lane. You're like, you're the problem, right? Like, listen, I'll be honest with you. There are environments where cycling is a great addition to a city. However, especially on the East Coast, you are a burden to society, and it is the worst form of transportation known to mankind. Get off the road.
Yeah, I think there's ways to do it in cities where it snows. Not just bikes. The
underground
is from Toronto, and like a lot of his vids about like biking and bike infrastructure and stuff are from that lens of, like, I lived in Toronto for most of my life. And he seems like a lot of the solutions are just like put it through parks and like here in the valley, there's a good amount of them where it's like, okay, you have the like separate bus lane that's its own, like only for the bus, and the stops are like where it exits from that area into and then otherwise you can't be in the bus lane. It's just
perfect.
There should next to the bus lane are bike lanes. Awesome. That's great. Yeah,
that's a great solution. That's a great solution. The bike lanes
and then other
in
parts
Hamburg,
of the valley are just like, oh, we painted a line and then put a little guy with a bike on it. That's not no.
The bike lanes in Hamburg, Germany are also true. They are on the pavement on the left side, right side, or for pedestrians. I mean, look, having a dedicated area for biking, nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. The problem is when you try and put it, we're going to pay on the main roadway. Like, so there's a street that goes right through basically the middle of Toronto. Okay. Yeah. East to west.
Yeah.
It is two lanes, large sidewalk. But then as soon as the sidewalk ends, it's buildings consistently. Okay. For the whole stretch. And they're like, we're going to remove one lane. That's insane. And we're going to add a bike lane. Still crazy. And because people were humming and hawing, they put barriers. And now you can't plow the whole area. And you're going, yeah, that's not, because especially too is
the snow plow thing is the thing that causes the most trouble.
Definitely.
But I do think that like removing a car lane for a bike lane is not a bad thing, or at the very least, like bike lanes don't take up as much space as a car lane. You can make them small. Yeah.
So, and this is where it gets really interesting is along that road, okay, both north and south of that road, okay, that's traveling east to west. Right. There are more roads that you can make, but you could very easily make bike lanes, removing that area because those roads aren't traveled. And you're like, it actually is a viable, reasonable solution that would provide
as people get to their destination. Because otherwise, you just have we have a bike lane on the beach. Is there anything that people want to get to? No, then it's for fun. It's not
exactly right. Yeah. And that's where you're going. Well, hold on. Did we take all of 5 seconds to think about does this make any sense? And the fact is that people don't, right? And that's why you're going, listen, you use a cycle, right? A bicycle for the reason of, hey, I can get an exercise, does less for the environment, not a bad process. Okay. These are both viable options. The problem is they, like, especially in the city, there have been people, like, people who have caused accidents. People just go right. They ignore traffic signs, and you're like, listen, you can't have everything. Like, I love riding a motorcycle outside of North America. Inside North America, absolutely not. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, and the funny thing is, I'm like, I'll drive a motorcycle in Greece, and people are like, people drive crazy in Greece. I'm like, no, they don't. They just drive fast.
Yeah.
You just have to, focus on driving.
Yeah.
It's not like, that. That's your job. You're driving. Focus on that.
I realize I get more gleeful the more I get to reference musicals because a patter song like You Got Trouble, like Modern Major General, they're not fast. They just never stop. You go and go and go and go. And there's no like, okay, leave the audience a moment to break. No, you just keep going. That's probably what driving is in Grace is.
Correct.
It's just fast, but there's an internal like calculus to it.
Right? And that's why it's like the whole idea is I want to get from point A to point B as fast as possible with as little problems as possible. Mm-hmm. So it's and some people are like, well, that's aggressive. You're like, no, it's not. It's not. You just make do. You figure it out, and sometimes that can be a learning experience. There is a learning curve. I won't say there isn't, but that makes you a better driver, more equipped driver. Have you ever watched someone on a motorcycle get passed by an 18-wheeler? It's like something out of Final Destination. You're watching the bike just go, and you're like, oh, God, what's happened? It's terrifying.
It's like in the cartoons where their eyes get really big and you're like, fuck. Okay, it's gone. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I have that experience every day biking to work because like I'm in my little shitty paint line with the little guy painted on it and I see cars going by. I'm like, I exist. Please remember that I exist. Please don't. Okay. All right. And then at the same time, you have to keep an eye on the people parked on the side because if they open their door at the wrong time, over the top. So
they did a thing like, okay, I love Japanese game shows because they are horrific. Okay. Insane. They are absolute evil and depravity. Like they're monsters. That being said, what they did was they took a bunch of bus drivers and put them in a stationary bike on the side of the road and then had the bus pull up beside them. So they're not moving, but they're on a bike, and then the bus passes them, and every one of them freaked the fuck out. And then they were like, "Oh, I haven't been being considerate," and you're like, "That is the funniest way to explain to people, be like, hey, you wouldn't like it if somebody does you. Maybe you shouldn't do it." And they're like, "You're right. I've learned and I've grown as a person." And you're just like, it's the wildest experience because you're looking at them going, "That's how it's supposed to be done, you jackasses." But
okay, this is how it is in LA, in parts of LA. Areas like Thai Town, on like the very end of the Sunset Strip, do it correctly, but this is how it is up here in the valley. Left lane, right lane, bike lane. Sorry, okay.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Lane, right lane, bike lane, parking area, gutter, whatever you call it, curb. How it should be is you move the bike lane in and move the parked cars out.
Yes.
And put some bollards between them. Done. So then you have left lane, kind of a right lane, area where cars park, bollards, bike lane.
Correct.
Like,
why would you put a bike lane in between the cars and where they want to park? That's ludicrous.
Yeah,
it's
but
very
in Thai Town they do exactly that, and it works great. Like, just keep doing that.
It's such a weird thing because you look at something and you're like, "Oh, that's clearly not the way to do that," and people are like, "We're going to do that." And you're like, "Yeah, but that's not the. It's obviously a mistake," and they're like, "Yeah, but we're going to do it anyway."
And it's not even like we have to build a train, which takes forever. This is as simple as, okay, pave over the shitty paint, and then put draw some new lines that are parking spaces, and then put some plastic things in. Takes like a day. That's it. That's all you got to do.
This is, I don't know. It's the same thing. And you know what? Just to get back to our subject of cars, is like people are like, "Oh, you have 18 chargers and this, that, and the other." You're like, "Hey, do I have a convenient cup holder?" And they're like, "Oh, you have 6 cup holders." No, that's not what I asked. Do I have a convenient cup holder? I need a cup holder that isn't just going to handle my oversized drink, but also when I have it, it's not going to be so close to the next drink holder that the top lid of my giant drink is going to pop off every time I put it back in and then cause a mess. No, I need a little bit of space.
What you're talking about. That's the sad part.
Everyone does. And you're going, "Oh, there's also one in your door." Yeah, I can have a bottle of water, but I can't have a drink in there. I have, and you're standing going, hey, well, we've made it more efficient. Have you? Or have you made it a nightmare? Right?
Yeah. I think the thing that people would miss, like, okay, let's say you fix the safety problem for bikes, and then but what about, can I charge my phone? They have the little charging bricks. Put one in your backpack with a cable. Done. Like, you can put a cup holder on your handlebars. You can put a charger in your handlebars too. There are some bikes where like the pedaling charges your phone. Like,
absolutely,
there's so much fun shit you can do. What about when I have to get groceries? Cargo bikes exist. Now I understand that like saying that is not like, people aren't going to be like, "You know what, you're right." Like, just saying that it exists doesn't fix the problem. What I will say is that by not having a second car, at least for now, it means that we don't pay gas on that car. We don't pay insurance on that car. We don't pay registration on that car. And that saved money is going toward the new car, unfortunately. But if you are in an area where you can go car light or car free, you save so much money just existing.
Listen, so here's a question for you: is in this time while you're trying to save money by not having the one car, if it works okay, are you thinking you're going to replace your car with just one new car?
Could be an option.
Because
I think if we plan to stay here in this part of the valley, I could see it happening. If we want to move somewhere else, then that would, like, you have to consider that in the calculus. Like, if we're moving somewhere in LA, that's like, obviously I would never do this, but let's say we move to Laurel Canyon. You need a car in Laurel Canyon, like my dad. then no, that would not be an option. But I didn't actually think of that until you brought it up now.
I mean, I remember even a friend of mine he was saying about how his wife, they have 3 kids and everything, and they need a new car. And I'm like, have you thought of just consolidating? Like, you'd be surprised how efficient you can be. Like, think about it this way: is that okay? Like, I know a few people who are in the similar situation. They don't have necessarily everything, but just requires a little extra planning. And whoever does have the car, okay, well, you got to pick up XYZ groceries on a certain day if we can't do it all together. And you're like, there are ways around it to make it work, but like anything else, you have to invest time and resources into it, just in brain power and planning and stuff like that. But
I think what I should do in the like short term, because like I mentioned groceries because I'm usually the one I get off earlier than she does. So it's easier for me to do that. So I was like, you'll probably have to be the one to do that. Maybe I should just get a like cargo bike attachment, stick it on the back, folds open, put the groceries in there, done. Like I could do that myself.
Listen, or you can get a basket in the front with streamers on the side. Also works.
Yes, for my Huffy. Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Proper BMX. Then do a kick flip every once in a while. Just,
yeah. I'm extreme.
Yeah. No fear. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. That's exactly what you can do.
What was the dumbest thing you did with a car, or more specifically when you were a teenager with a car?
I have 2 specific things that come to mind. So I learned to drive on a Plymouth Grand Voyager.
Oh,
which is it was brown.
That's Gen X coded to hell.
It was brown and wood paneling. It had wood paneling on the side. Okay, that was top tier. And so 2 things. Number 1, it actually had a 3-liter V6 engine. And like, so this was my dad bought it years ago, and he actually had a cell phone in it, so it had like a little wire to a little antenna on the side. Like it was 89. It was an 89.
Did it have the little Jack in the Box head on the top of the antenna?
No. That's beneath us. So
yeah.
So we would drive. That was my car, and I would split it with my mom. So if my mom needed groceries, because my mom was a housewife at that point, so if she needed groceries, she would get the car. Otherwise, I would walk to school, but I would use it regularly. Now, at one point, it being a V6, but also old as shit, like I took it out and I would do donuts with that van during the wintertime.
Okay, that would be the equivalent of like taking Refrigerator Perry, the linebacker, on Dancing with the Stars. That is not the vehicle made for that task.
There were rumors that I had flipped it. I had rolled it over on the street and then recovered, and apparently was miraculously unscathed. All sorts of stuff.
His weight was the only thing keeping the car from flipping.
Factual. Also true. So a couple times with that van, because I would just load everybody in. The most people I ever had in that van was 16 people.
Wow.
Which is absolutely reckless. But also it got to a point where the key was so worn, I could just turn on. You couldn't turn it on without the key, but then I could take the key out. So a girl's like, I got a shotgun. She sat down. I turned the car. I'm like, here, hold these. And I hand her the keys, and she's like, cool. And she's holding them in her hands.
Yeah.
And then she's looking at them, realizing it's the car keys. And then she looks over and there's no key in the actual ignition. She's like, how? What? And I just look at her. I'm like, witchcraft. And she's like, cool. Okay. But then another time I got it stuck. It was kind of stuck, but it was just on in a little divot of ice.
Right.
And if I floored it, if I went slowly, I could just get out of it, because it's a heavy car too, right?
Right.
But if I floored it, then the wheels would spin, and I would get it up to 180 kilometers an hour, but we're not moving. And people are like, bullshit, this line. And then they get out, they're watching cars, they're like, holy fuck, because it's got no resistance. It's just, and which I'm like, I'm definitely sure that did not do anything good for the car. But a couple times, because I was known for doing donuts. A couple times, like there was ice on the ground, and I turned, and because the car was loaded with people, I like did a full like 360 on the road, and people were like, "Wow, that was so cool, man! How'd you do it?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, just talent." And I was shitting my pants because I was not in control of the car. But yeah, fun stuff like that. That's definitely up there with my list of things.
Okay, when I was in high school, my now burned down high school that does not exist as it was anymore. LA fires, yeah. So the way it was laid out was you had like one of the streets that it was like crossed with was like a hill that led up to Sunset Boulevard up here.
Okay.
The school is down here in kind of like a bowl or a divot that like leads down to the football field. So if you were not a senior, you could not sign out for lunch and go get lunch in Palisades Village. However, between the school and Sunset Boulevard, and thus the student parking lot, was basically like this big wall of ivy. So it was just like all the way up this kind of like 45-degree angle-ish, maybe a little steeper.
All right.
And you could do what was called the Ivy Run, which is if you could book it all the way up the ivy wall to the student parking lot and get out before security caught you, they didn't like you had plausible deniability because then you would come back and slip in with the crowds because it was such a big school. Because they're not signing people in and out. They're just like, are you a senior? Here's my ID. Keep it moving. Like that's how you would get out the right way. But as people were coming back, the bell was ringing. Everybody was moving so fast. They're like, they can't check. Everybody go in. So the Ivy Run, I tried it twice. One time I failed and one time I succeeded. And the first time I failed because you are simultaneously running up an ivy wall and you have to be careful not to trip on said ivy. Because if you trip, you're caught. Like you're fucked. The security catches you. And the second time, I got up there and like got in my car, floored it out of there, and like came this close to just T-boning someone on Sunset coming out. But it was the kind of thing where like you do it and then I go to lunch and everyone's like, "What? You did it? You did the Ivy Run?" I'm like, "Uh-huh."
Yeah.
What time is it? Like I couldn't enjoy the lunch because I almost like my life flashed before my eyes. And like
that's fair. That's
unfortunately, because Pally is now in the old Sears building by the 3rd Street Promenade, the Ivy Run no longer exists. So
see, this is there are a few times I think when you're a new driver that you will have things like that happen where you catch yourself, but the trauma of it. So I remember once we were hanging out a bunch of young men. We were like, oh, you know what, let's go play some pool. So we dropped one guy off.
YMCA. Young man, there's a place you can go. I said, okay, I'll stop.
Horrible. Atlas Sings. Check it out. So we had gone to the movies. We started dropping people off, and then we're like, you know, it's still early. Why don't we go play some pool or something? And they're like, all right. So we called the one guy up. We're like, we're gonna come pick you up. We had like one cell phone, which was my dad's. Another guy's driving, and we're driving, and me and another guy are talking quite loudly, as one does, and the driver keeps on trying to interact with us, and his brother is like, there's a car. He ran a red light, and he like just like turned and avoided everything, and then turned into a parking lot, drove around for like 3 loops, and then dropped everybody off at home because he was like, it's you guys' fault. You guys were talking in the car. And you're like, no, you weren't paying attention while driving, dumbass.
Yeah.
But stuff like that happens, and you're like the worst part is when something bad does happen. That's horrible. But when something almost really bad does happen, but it doesn't, that is a win, because you're
all of the trauma, none of the cool scars. What a shame.
Exactly. And you're like, well, I have a good lesson. You know, I learned something
good. Gray asphalt, but like it's red in our hearts. You remember that shitty like the movie they would always show us, Red Asphalt during driver's ed? Did you get that?
Or I never. Well, I'm sure we did. I never took driver's ed. I went to the driving school of Basil Blitzes. Very, very intensive. Okay.
I did a driver's ed in Westwood, and it was like by UCLA. Like UCLA was the one running this, and they showed us Red Asphalt. But the point of showing us Red Asphalt was like, look how fucking stupid this movie is. It was great. But yeah, Red Asphalt it was like a driver's ed movie, I think in the 70s.
Yeah.
Let me see. That's basically like Reefer Madness or Dare, where it's like, this is teaching you all the wrong lessons. Shockumentary films, 1960. That's how old it is.
Jesus.
Yeah.
1964. Then there was a new Red Asphalt 2 was 1978. There you go.
So technically your generation, but probably by the time you were driving, they were like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because
there was 5 of them. Okay. There's the first is in 1960, then 1978, then 1989, then 1998, and the last one was 2006. And you know what?
Okay.
People drive worse than 2006. I'll tell you this much. They need to bring back the Red Asphalt series.
Red Asphalt. I started driving, like I got my permit in 2009. So
yeah,
the 2006 one was probably the one they showed us then, because one of the cool parts of that driver's ed class was they had us, like, it was 4 classes over. It was like over my spring break that I took them, and it like one was like, oh, here's the road signs, and then like one of the classes was how to like do maintenance on your car.
Oh, that's nice.
They should totally keep doing that. That was awesome. Like if they're going to take auto shop out of school, like
the worst thing that they've ever done is stop having woodworking, architecture, and
home ec. Yeah,
car maintenance. Like learning a little bit about cars will make a huge difference in your life. Learning a bit about cooking, huge difference in your life. Hey, how to sew on a button, how to hem pants, how to iron. Those are real life skills.
Ironing's stupid, but the rest is good.
You can have shirts that don't need ironing, but
home ec was awesome. There's a couple LAUSD schools that have brought back auto shop.
Yeah,
and it's like basically if you're a teacher, you like sign a waiver, and then the kids can like fix your car, which is like,
I don't know.
Maybe that's still kind of cool. That's a thing. Did you both make a giant cookie? I didn't have home ec by the time I was in high school. We had health.
Horrible. Yeah.
We had they split apart home ec and put it in all the other classes.
Yeah.
So basically like the Infinity Stones.
But how do you, this is the thing, is how do you split up home ec? Like there's no good for home ec is all the stuff for home, you know?
You have like a cooking unit in biology. You have the financial.
That's not biology, sir. That is not biology. That is a failure of education.
Or sorry, not biology, chemistry. Wrong thing.
Okay, chemistry might work. That's okay.
Yeah. And then you do the financial literacy and math. In art, they do like the sewing stuff. So it's all kind of split up, and it's a unit and not the whole year. But they should really bring back home ec and and wood shop and all that. Like there are some kids I know who especially in the community that I live in, I have kids who work construction or work at their parents' restaurant or whatever that have these skills, and it's just like, dude, if there was a class for this, they'd be crushing it.
Hey, listen, also too, so just so you're aware, when we were in Florida, one of the places we went was King's Super Buffet. And my mom was like, I went once, I haven't been since, for a long time. And because we try and stay away from buffets, we walked in, so it's Chinese food, and there's a little kid playing video games by himself, and he's like, he sees us, he waves him, and he's like, hey, you need to walk them to their table. And I'm like, oh, this food is going to be fantastic. And it was fantastic and a reasonable price. Yeah. Very reasonable price. Yeah.
We and all of the other people on whatever the hell this podcast network is called. Did we ever come up with a name for that? No, we never did. Okay. With Joey and Marco and all them. No.
Yeah.
We got to come up with a name for this because
10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. That's what it's called.
Terrible. better. We'll work
accurate, a little accurate.
Whatever it is, we are all in agreement that if you go to an Asian restaurant, Chinese, Thai, whatever, and there is a kid doing their homework behind the counter,
whatever,
best food of your life.
Yeah, I prefer the Chinese restaurant that has a child bartender. You will get the best food of your life. That is 100% factual because everyone's working.
That one I've never seen, child bartender.
You only see it in very specific places, and the kid is always ready to hide until he sees you're cool, and then he's like, "Hey, you need a drink?" And you're like, "Yeah, I do." Little shit.
Yeah.
It's there's
and you're like, "How's it going?" It's like, "I just learned fractions," and you're like, "Cool."
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, learning fractions. It's good for making drinks," and you're like, "Hey, this is why." Like, in all honesty, Atlas, I don't think that you can separate home ec, and I don't think that 1 year is enough. I think home ec should be as important as English because English is how you communicate. Home ec is how you survive.
Yeah, there should be just a life skills requirement. So you have like a home ec and then an auto shop and then like that kind of thing where maybe you have one per year or something. Or
I feel like it also like learning that stuff exposed, like, because this is how it was when I was in school. Was we had auto shop, we had woodworking, and there was a design class for architecture and stuff. And those three things, it was all dude. There were a couple of girls, not many, but some of the girls were like, "Well, this is useful stuff," and you're like, "Yeah," but every guy took it. Every guy did, and you're like, you would get like sometimes you would get. There would be a grade 10 and probably 12 of each of them. So it's like, because they were electives, and you're like, they're not electives. Like, these are important things. It's
they should rename it life skills class. I agree with Victoria. Like, my like twee hippie high school before I went to Pali was had a life skills class, but it was basically just group therapy, which is
not life skills. That is
no.
Hey, they've proven reliving your trauma over and over and discussing it is terrible for your mental health. Also, you handle it and move on.
Also, the problem was when you're in high school, the stuff you would say in life skills, yes, you keep it to the room you're in, but then they would use that against you, the kids.
Buster Cheeks is here.
Bucky.
So Bucky's, I'll be honest with you, I have a toque that I bought from there. Okay, I explained this yesterday because we were talking to some guys like, "I've never been. Did you go?" And I'm like, "I went to like 4 of them, and they were great."
I've never been. My father-in-law has so much Bucky's swag. It is everywhere in my in-laws' house.
I'm telling you, I still have some beef jerky from there. I'm going to try it today.
No,
I'll tell you this much. I had a brisket burrito, which was, if you like brisket, it's good because it's just brisket in a burrito. Solid.
I'm a Jew. I love brisket.
But they had a Texas cheesesteak burrito that will change your life. It will legitimately change your life because it was just a little spicy, not too spicy, just a little bit spicy, then cheesy, meaty, delicious. But yeah, so I explained this to somebody yesterday night. I'm like, comparing a convenience store, like a nice convenience store, a convenience store that even has some fruit, okay, to Costco is comparing a gas station to Buc-ee's. You're like, it is such a dramatic and like fantastic. I eat those burritos 2 times a week, probably, bro. You're like, also, you don't feel like shit after eating their food. You still feel okay. Like, it's good food. It's not bad. Yeah, Victoria got magnets from all the Buc-ee's that we went to. It was fantastic. It was, no. If you can make it to Buc-ee's, go.
I've only been to Texas twice in my life, and neither time I was able to go to Buc-ee's. The first time was my sister and I driving my car. Oh, that's a good way to end the episode. I'll tell that story. But my sister and I driving her car to her college, Washington University in St. Louis. And the second time was visiting our friends who lived in Austin. Now they're back in LA, but they were living in Austin at the time. We just flew into Austin and then flew out of Austin. We didn't do anything else. Okay, so 2011. My sister is attending Washington University in St. Louis. She decides to have her car sent there because she is a
independent
sophomore in college.
Okay.
and her and my mom go through like, can we have it shipped there? How much does it cost? It's cheaper to drive her car there.
Yes.
So what the plan was, my sister and I would take her car and drive it from LA to St. Louis together, and then I would fly myself home.
Fair.
That was
good
the plan. After I stayed in St. Louis for a couple of days, because I can't remember why, but stayed.
It's a long drive. That's fair.
Yeah. So we go, and the agreement was she drives the first half, I drive the second half. So she gets us through California, Arizona, and New Mexico. We stay in a shitty motel, wake up. My turn. I start driving us through Texas, Oklahoma, and Missouri. I got pulled over 3 times in 3 different states in 1 day with 0 tickets.
Nice.
Pullover number 1. We're in Texas. We get pulled over. I'm going 5 miles over the speed limit.
All right.
The cop, he's like, he asked for not just my license and her registration, but her license as well. She's not driving.
Yeah.
Then he goes, I'm going to write you a written warning, and then takes me into his car to write the warning.
Oh, that's nice.
I am sitting there in the front seat of a cop car, losing my shit as the cop is like writing this out. And then he looks at me, he's like, son, what are you so worried about? I'm just writing a warning.
Yeah.
I'm like, you have a shotgun in the back seat. And I'm just
that is an irrational fear, sir. Just an FYI. But yeah, go on.
Okay. So he gives us the written warning, and then we go off. I am like, your car has cruise control. I'm going to go exactly the speed limit on cruise control.
Makes sense.
Right? We cross from Texas into Oklahoma. Speed limit drops by 5.
Dead.
I'm about to change it. We get pulled over.
Yeah.
Cop takes just my license and her registration. Writes us a written warning. Lets us go. I'm pissed off by this point. I'm like, what is wrong with us? Why are we getting pulled over? We're like, everything else goes fairly without incident. We get into Missouri. We're about an hour outside of St. Louis. It's 1 a.m. It is just us and a cop on the highway.
Perfect.
I'm like, I don't want to be in front of a cop. So I turn on my blinker to change lanes and slow down to go behind him. He pulls us over.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what would have happened. Yeah.
Yeah. He pulls us over, walks over, takes just a look, and goes, just go. And that's it. At that point, I was like, you're driving the rest of the way. I'm fucking done with this. I can't.
Okay. So okay, let me explain this to you. Okay. Number 1 is if there's been recently accidents in that area for speeding or something, they will pull you over for whatever thing. Okay. Next is on a highway. If a cop pulls up in front behind you, don't try and get behind him. Just stay what you're doing and just keep driving. Just drive away 10 and 2 and keep driving. That is just free advice for everybody. Remember, everyone wants to go home to their family. You start doing weird shit, they go, why is this person doing weird shit? And then you get pulled over. They don't care about the speed. They care. Oh, that's for sure. Hey, so I was.
What the fuck is that? Oh, tickets.
Oh, making money. Yeah. So, hey, the hilarious thing was I drove from Toronto down to Florida. Okay. Going down, we went from Toronto to Cleveland, then Cleveland to Charleston, South Carolina, and then there to Fort Lauderdale. Coming back, we went Fort Lauderdale to Savannah to Richmond, Virginia, which Richmond, Virginia was not, it was an unhappy place. It wasn't sad, but just not happy. It was very weird. And then from there, well, yes, but also it was just it was like government deco, so everything was square and there was no personality. It was weird. It was a weird place. Food was okay, but so then we went to Woodbury. New York.
Okay, so Buster Cheeks is here. Clocked it. California license plates.
That's for sure. Over. Yeah, that was just there and the southern states. So I had Ontario plates because it was a rental car, and I was going probably between 8. So the speed limit was most often about 70 miles an hour, and I was going between 85 and 90.
Yeah.
Like I was blowing past people.
What state is the rental car from? Toronto or
from Ontario. Yeah. So you can tell it's a Canadian. Hey.
Okay.
Every time, and you know what the best part was? I had my maps up and it would warn me like, "There's cops coming." And I was just like, "Okay, slow down a little bit." But I would regularly be doing
that at the time. 2011 didn't have the police reported ahead. None of that shit.
I mean, yeah. I used to have Cali plates for years, and it's a it's 100%. That's out of principle. They're like, "Listen, we don't want your kind here," and I'm like, "I get it. That's fine." They don't care, but and So the bakery inside Buc-ee's was a little too sweet for me. I was tempted to get some of that stuff. I did get Victoria got
needs that not too sweet.
I need that not too sweet. I'm over the sweetness. I can't handle sweetness anymore. I'm just too sweet by myself. I don't need extra. That's just and now we might be having Tex-Mex for lunch. All right, that works. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of good, and now I got to watch the Red Asphalt series, 1 through 5, with Rocky. I feel like that's
I feel like that would be a great stream one of these days. We just watch all the Red Asphalts, and
they have them on YouTube.
Our way through it.
They are available.
I have 3 weeks off of school. We should do something.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, I'm very down.
To let's see, January 11th. Sorry, the 19th is the Friday, but that's 3 weeks from
aside from the Christmas and the weekend, that thing. That we're eating at people's houses the entire time is going to be ridiculous. But the rest of the time, especially Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I have nothing to do. So happily.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get a third person like Marco or who's the person you're doing the cooking show with now?
I'm not doing anything. No, I'm not doing. Well, yeah, no, we can have Kelly. Yeah, because Kelly. We're doing a show called Bits and Bites where we interview people, and then we just tried a restaurant and it was so good. It was alarmingly. I told her we have to incorporate the John Hamm. There's a new little thing going around where it's John Hamm in a club, and he's like,
and he's like,
yeah,
I know that.
And I'm like, we're incorporating that into the food stuff because it was so good. And is that a llama?
Is that a llama or a goat? Oh,
thank you, Titanium. Welcome.
Creeper.
Anyways,
let's do something like that. For people who have been watching this episode, us watching Red Asphalt stream, what do you think?
Absolutely. I think it is a viable thing. Llama. Victoria Wild llama while we were in Florida. Anyways, so where can everyone follow when you find you?
Find me at Atlas Novak, wherever fine social medias are found. Mostly TikTok these days, although I'm on Blue Sky and Instagram and all that. You can also check out my other show, Nexus at Night, which is about the trading card game Cardfight Vanguard, which you saw me fiddling with at the beginning of the episode. That's not your thing. Fuck you, I guess. At Generation Dan also for the show on all the social media. Yeah,
it's kind of important.
The main thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. And you?
And, Dino the Genetic Marvel, everyone. Feel free to follow me everywhere. I'm out my Zoom class now. Jim, we've been waiting for you this whole time. You selfish bastard. How dare you on this most holiest of Hanukkah? That's fine. How are you, Jim? We miss you. But yeah, no, it was I actually, you know what? It would have been great to have Jim talking about cars too, because we could have found out what the crazy shit he's done with his bus. It would have been fun.
Yeah.
Maybe Jim might be good for Red Asphalt. Just saying.
Happy Hanukkah. Yeah, let's ask him. Yeah. Okay.
All right. But yeah, that's it. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. And we'll be back. I have a ton of shows. We're watching A Nightmare. I've never seen A Nightmare Before Christmas. So we're watching it tomorrow. Yeah. So
nice.
We're watching it tomorrow.
What show is that on?
That is Movie Mondays. Monday night movies. I don't know. It's Monday and we're watching a movie. It's gonna be at nighttime.
Okay. Is that what motherfucking Mondays became? Right?
No, motherfucking Mondays is at noon on Mondays, and we just talk all sorts of shit. It's hilarious.
Okay.
And then I have morning motivational rants twice a week, which is great, which is with Crystal, and we just talk about stuff. We talk about stuff and making people happy. I've watched Red Asphalt. That seems like a weird declaration, Jim, but hey. Anyways, everyone, enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye folks.